This video will demonstrate how to enter in an actual experience at your practicum site into your online practicum experience logbook and journal. The first thing you need to do is open up your logbook in spreadsheet form by clicking on the file. And I'll show you how to make a quick link to it so you don't have to go through this process. If you go under form, click on that, and then click on live form. That will bring you to the form that you need. Quicker, what you can do is take this link and save it as a bookmark. Here I'm using Google Chrome as my browser, so I'm just going to put it in the bookmark bar, and every time I need to get to it, all I do is just click on here and it'll open up. So it's always there. Okay. So here's an example of how to complete the online practicum experience logbook. If you have, for example, 4 injuries that occur at your practice, it's important to fill this logbook out 4 times, one for each of those experiences. The only difference is you just have to fill in these 3 forms, these 3 fields each time, but fill in the total hours just once out of those 4 times. So the first time you complete this for one particular practice, just make sure you complete these 4 fields. If a second event happens during that same practice, do not fill in the total hours. So let's say this is a practice on the 15th of September 2012, and we start at 4 o'clock. So just, again, this is in Army time, 24-hour format. So that's 4 o'clock to 6 o'clock. For a total of 2 hours. Again, to repeat, if you have 4 experiences during that time block, just put the total hours in just one out of those 4 times you fill out this form. Okay, so moving on. What did you do during this allotted time? So depending on what you did, you'll be redirected to different parts of the form. So did you work with an injured patient? Did you participate in a group learning information session? Or did you do administrative duties? Was this an evaluation? Nothing happened? Was the event canceled? So let's just say you're working at a practice and an athlete goes down and you took a look at them. Okay, so that's kind of the scenario we're looking at here. So you worked with an injured patient. It was a field event. So it was at your practicum. It wasn't a class thing. It wasn't a study session. It wasn't a scenario. It wasn't an exam scenario. It wasn't like a job-related thing, but it was actually your practicum placement. So we'll click on that. You were the athletic therapist. In some situations, so in the classroom, you can either be an evaluator or the model or a mock patient and so on. But for this particular case, again, it's something that happens at your practice. You're the athletic therapist. When did the injury occur, the type of event? So was it a practice, a home game, away game? So again, we said practice. Let's say it was a volleyball game, sorry, a volleyball practice. It was at the university here, Mount Royal. And it was for the guys, and the age group is 18 to 24. So let's see what happened. Player landed on someone's foot. Inverted, heard a pop, and did not continue. Rice and x-rays. Okay, so you can be as detailed as you want. The purpose of this is just to give you an idea of what happened that day, because a lot of stuff hopefully will happen. But to be able to look back on this experience, you kind of want to have an idea of what actually happened. So it's good to be a little bit detailed. So these next couple fields, cognitive rating, approximately how much new knowledge did you gain from the experience? So since this was September the 15th, maybe this was, let's just say it was the first ankle sprain during volleyball practice since my placement started. And I had no experience coming into the program. Therefore, we can say I learned something completely new. Okay, psychomotor rating, approximately how much of a technical skill did you perform? So did you do this by yourself, or did you watch somebody do it? And so when you come down and take a look at the ratings, you observed only, so you physically didn't do anything. But let's just say that you did the entire task yourself because there was nobody else there. So your supervisor, they were busy with another problem, and you were there. It was your hands on the athlete assessing their ankle only, and that's how it panned out. How did you feel? What were your strengths and weaknesses? What will I do to address my weaknesses? So in answering this question, I'm going to try to put my mindset as a first-year A2 student without any experience. It's my first ankle sprain ever. I was nervous. Coach looked nervous. I palpated on the ankle and the athlete jumped and it scared me. I thought I hurt them more. Perhaps I need to practice my palpation skills and ankle assessment skills because I don't have any. Okay, and that is completely up to you what you write down. That's just what I decided to write down, so we'll just go with that. Perception, again, there's no right or wrong answer. So from your personal opinion of the overall educational experience, how much did you value? Do you think you benefited immensely if you went through this experience again? If the event was canceled, do not answer. So the question is, was this a meaningful experience or was it not? It was my first ankle sprain ever. I tried my best. There was nobody there to help me though. I wish there was. So I'm going to put it as a 4. I'm glad I went through it because it kind of gives me an idea of what I need to do, but I would have wished there was somebody there to help me out a little bit. So I would put it as a 4. Again, that's completely up to you. So I've completed everything. If I click on continue, if I have missed a field that has an asterisk, it'll tell me to complete that field. So let's see what happens. Continue. So worked with an athlete. How many identical events? So was this the one event? It was. There are times and situations where you can do 10 ankle tape jobs in a row. This field is to accommodate that situation. So you just fill out the form once. If you're doing 10 similar identical ankle sprains, and in this particular field, just put in 10 ankle sprains. So just put the number 10. In this case, I'm going to leave it blank because I only worked with the one athlete the one time. It's a unique experience. So, did I receive any feedback at all? We said no, there was nobody there. It was a real patient. It was their ankle lower leg. It was an ankle sprain. I wasn't sure, but let me say it was moderate because they didn't finish, they didn't continue. And based on the CATA exam, it was return to play, but they didn't go back in. It took me longer to assess, so let's say return to play assessment greater than 20 minutes. Because it took me a while to assess them, and they didn't return to play. And then if you selected other under independent skills, under category, so if you go under category and you click on independent skills, then you complete this next one. But I didn't do that, so I don't have to do that. Okay, is there anything else that I did? So was there any rehab skills? Nope, leave that blank. Any clinical skills? Nope, let's leave that blank as well. Actually, we did cryotherapy because we put ice and we sent them for x-rays. Nope, that's in-service topics. All right, just remove that. Field injury decision. So what did we do? There was no return to play. We didn't go to the emergency room. We told them to go to the physician. Let's say over the next 3 days. That's what we told them. Field injury management skills. So we did cryo. We put them on crutches. We didn't immobilize. And then we sent them to the physician. We said that already. And that's basically all we did. Oh, horseshoe and tensor. Keep the swelling down. And I think that's it. The last thing on this page is confidence. How confident did you feel during the experience? So, not so confident. So let's put number 3. Yeah, maybe a 2. Okay, let's move on. And then we're done. Hit submit. And if something else happened that day that you want to add, hit submit another response, and we're back to the same starting point. Okay? Now, I clicked on I worked with an injured athlete, and it took me through those other pages. If I had clicked on something else, you would be directed to other pages as well. And so again, just complete them to the best of your ability. Okay? So that's an example of how to complete the online logbook form. If you go back to your spreadsheet, all your entries would end up in your spreadsheet in that line right there. Okay? And there's the comments that I wrote. Player landed on someone's foot, and now was nervous, and everything else that I inputted goes into their appropriate columns. So there you have it. Inputting a field, event, or experience into the online practicum experience logbook. Again, if you have any questions, just feel free to ask, and otherwise I hope you enjoyed this.